Let's be clear, what's happening in this country, it's Nazism. Republicans are Nazis. You cannot separate yourselves from the bad white people.
Growing up in the 90s, I never thought much about race. Sure, you noticed, but never really seemed to matter that much, at least not to me.
Being a white, straight, cisgender man, it's the top of the pile.
I'm on the top of the pile. That's me. Am I racist?
I would really appreciate it if you left.
I'm trying to learn. I'm on this journey.
Can you please leave?
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. This is the C Show, and I'm your host, Mr. C. We reviewed the movie Am I Racist the other day, and it was a trip. The information that was revealed in it, the standard that was revealed was incredible. The delivery was nothing short of boring. The revelations were amazing. They really got down to some incredible values that are going on in America today.
The entire system has to burn. And I'm not going to even use save this country. This country is not worth saving. This country is a piece of shit.
Oh, sorry.
There was a part in there. I took a brief nap.
Another place to show that most people will agree with anything. Just like they said, we want to change the Washington Monument. Could we have your signature to the George Floyd monument?
That was amazing. And you had people that were legitimately willing to do that.
Yeah, and there were people that they were ready to sign the petition that he had.
I had no idea that racism was such a big business.
It was kind of weird, and I think I got the point at the end.
This whole business of racism is just that, a business. You have black people and white people that are willing to engage in the business of racism. There's a market. You have a bunch of white people that want to be persecuted. They get off on being told how awful they are simply for being white.
Yeah,
being colored.
A lot of white people, they feel guilty. They can't make up for what their ancestors done, so they probably figure that feeling guilty and admitting it, and figure that they can get some kind of relief.
If there are any white people looking at this video and feel guilty about being white, or you have some idea about it, would you please put it in the comment section? I'd like to know. I don't understand what you feel guilty about. I don't get
true.
it.
I mean, why?
Why should you?
Yeah, why should you? That happened before.
But they didn't have anything personally to do with it. But at the same time, if they're feeling guilty, you have black people that feel persecuted because of it, even though they weren't persecuted from it. You know what I'm saying, Hitman?
Well, if it was the other way around, would it have been like that? You know,
I don't know.
We be feeling guilty for what our ancestors did. You know, it's kind of a hard question to answer.
This is what I found out mostly from the movie, that the whole thing of this whole race thing is a business, it's a job, it's a hack, and if you got it, you got it. And there are plenty of people on both sides willing to engage in it. Would you say so?
Yes, yeah, they are engaging in it.
Well, you got more white people today feeling guilty than they did when it was happening back then.
I think you're right.
The movie was very interesting and revealing the business. To what I got out of it is it revealed the business of race. It's a con. It's a hack. It's a business. It's an industry. It's not anything real. Because a lot of times people won't be thinking about race until someone brings it up. It's learned stuff. You know? Look at children, man.
I was going to say that. Look at children. If children are playing, they don't see color.
Yeah.
They don't see color. It's just somebody to play with or talk to, or just
that's instilled. Racism or hatred is instilled inside.
They're taught.
They're taught.
It's taught on both sides.
Yeah. Would you recommend the movie, Ms. V?
No.
You would not recommend it?
No.
On any circumstance? You say keep your money.
I guess, doing the movie, it was going through different stages. And, there was, at any point, there wasn't a point. And it would go from this scene to that scene. And he was definitely trying to answer the question, am I racist? And I think I finally got it at the end, when he called the library, and it was a book that had been recommended to him earlier in the movie. And then he calls the library after going through all these episodes that he
because he
went
didn't
through,
want to say the title of the book,
and
the title
he
of the book
didn't
had
want to
the
say
word
the title. No, and he
nigger
started to spell it, and he just could not say the word.
Yeah.
He couldn't say the
Just
word.
couldn't say it.
No, so that's when I finally got it.
See, and this is about the last,
This was
2 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you see that part, Hitman?
Oh yeah, I thought I don't know what the problem was. I mean, if that was the name of the book, then apparently it was okay to call the book by its name.
Apparently it wasn't. Look at the double standard.
Yes.
Look at the mental trip, the mental anxiety and going through. Yes, it said that there's a title in the book said nigger. There's a number of books,
Yes.
publications that have the word nigger in it.
Yes.
And to say, because to be so compelled mentally that you can't say the title of a published work.
See, that's
because you're
And
white.
he did.
Just practicing
something-
freedom of speech, I guess.
Right.
If it was if it was in the bookstore, then he should have been, and that's the only way he could communicate.
Right.
But you see how he felt
Right. He
constrained.
was constrained.
didn't
very.
feel like he could speak,
I mean, he
So that
couldn't.
was on his part.
He couldn't say the word, and then he started to spell the word, but he had issues with spelling the word.
Yeah.
And so she's asking him, what's the title of the book?
Right.
And so that's when I realized, am I racist from that?
Well, what it is, the business of racism is a costly one.
Yeah.
Our society suffers from that industry. You have a number of industries that will do things that will cause pollution or some kind of economic cost to running that industry. This one is a societal cost. The idea of the race industry keeps us divided, keeps us afraid, keeps division, keeps a gulf between us. And instead of us celebrating difference, we are gifted with difference. Our Father, our Heavenly Father, gives us difference for us to have something that's beautiful, for us to celebrate.
That's right.
Difference is the regular standard of freedom.
Well, it's
We have difference. We have choice. That's freedom.
Yeah.
But instead of celebrating freedom, instead of celebrating that, we kill each other over racial differences.
We shouldn't. We should not.
That's like communication. It's a collective of information and knowledge around the world. If we weren't sure that we could be different, we wouldn't have as much technology as we have.
How about that? Difference is a good thing.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be fighting over. We should be celebrating it.
Yes, I do think we should be celebrating. Yes, because if we all were the same, that would be a little bit boring.
Yeah.
I think we'd lose our.
You're rather corny.
I do know one thing: we all take life for granted. If there was a Holocaust, a nuclear bomb, and there was a Holocaust, we'd be fighting over a bottle of water, a can of baked beans.
That's right.
We'd be killing over a can of baked beans.
That's right.
Well, that kind of thing happens in prisons and
I'm
those
just
kind
saying,
of places right now.
we're taking life for granted.
Yeah.
All this freedom that we have, and we still
It is, that's
screwing
true.
it up.
Welcome to the human race. So, how is it that human beings are nothing better than a virus? Is it possible that viruses do the same thing that we've described ourselves as? Are we any better than a virus, V?
No, in that light, not. I would say not.
Wow, that's very pessimistic. Hitman, what do you
I'll
think?
say we probably better, but we act like the virus. So it starts off with one thing, and people start to believe it, and it gets bigger and bigger.
And it just grows, huh?
grows.
I would agree with the two of you. On the one hand, we're not any better than a virus.
Right.
On the other hand, we are, but we don't exercise it.
That's true.
Yeah, I
That's
can
true.
understand that.
That's true.
It's one thing I wanted to say about that movie. Part of it at the end, the guy said, "I'm just going to be myself."
Right.
He took his wig off and stuff like that.
Wow, he did that at the end.
Yeah.
That
He
must
did.
have been where
He
I
did.
dozed off.
He
Okay,
dozed
yeah,
off.
yeah.
He did,
Yeah.
but he, in so many words, he was
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, forget it. I'm just
all
gonna
this
be
nonsense.
me." You know,
Right.
am I racist? I don't know. Who cares?
Yeah. It's
That's
a
true.
false. The whole idea of
Was
racism
false.
is a false narrative. The problem is you have so many people that are willing to get into it, and you keep this false narrative going.
And some people keep it going.
Yeah, that's exactly what they do.
Yes.
And you have plenty of evidence that it doesn't exist, but yet they get on it. And mugs will fight you tooth and nail.
Oh,
The revelation of the movie was amazing. The execution was boring. So I think the revelation was more important than the execution. So to know these things is crucial. What the movie did was use absurdity to point out absurdity. It's incredible. It's amazing. And that's the whole point. You have these people saying, vote for the Democrats, because they're getting paid for that. And they want that process to continue, because if that process continues, they're going to get paid for it. They may get paid for it if it doesn't continue, but they certainly know which side of their bread is buttered on. So they tell you these puppets, these pawns, these black leaders will come out and tell you to vote for Democrat because they make money from it. They don't care about you. They don't care about anything. They get paid to tell you to do a certain thing. This movie has a lot of revelations. And V, you would not recommend the movie, correct?
No.
Hitman, would you recommend the movie?
I would recommend it for educational purpose of how people think. Weak-minded thinks.
Right. You recommend it for educational, but not for entertainment.
Not for entertainment.
I would tend to agree with that. I recommend it for educational purposes, not for entertainment purposes. And as long as you already got a good night's sleep before you came in there, you can get all the energy out of it. Check it out. Ladies and gentlemen, this is The C Show.
How are we going to get rid of racism?
Stop talking about it.